Today is Monday, March 11, 2024. It's 8:46 a.m. Eastern, and you are looking at 8 levels that have been identified to trade against in the E-mini futures today. On the left of the screen, the vertical line is where the spiders closed on Friday, March 8th, and currently in the pre-market at 8:46, 8:47 a.m. or so. The pre-market, they are at 509.40, 509.45. They've been bouncing around. And I want to show you something in a more of a larger time frame. This is a weekly chart. Just notice that from this low to where they closed last week, it's taken 20 weeks, and it's been obviously very bullish. Just 2 weeks where they had a red candle, so very much an uptrend. But this is a significant time frame here, 20, 21, 22 weeks or so. It would not be too surprising if they pulled back or went sideways a little bit. And also, where did this 520.54 come from? From this low here to the high, kind of a pretty big push here. They pulled back. So the distance between this high and this low, and then this low and this high, that's where it is. It's basically 100% Fibonacci price extension kind of retracement up there. And so it wouldn't be unusual for them to find some type of resistance up in this area. It's all kind of uncharted territory. But just want to point out in the big picture that they could pull back a little bit or go sideways. They seem to be petering out a little bit. Now, the volume was low last week, and this is a weekly chart, so a lot can happen. We have 5 days for the next week, this coming week here, to play out. And they could go even higher and spike above this, but we're just looking for signals at this point to see if they're going to make a bigger move. And then, of course, when you look at the daily chart, I mean, this is just a 1-minute chart here, so we are looking at very small scalp trades in the middle of all this action. But just want to give you a picture of the overall big picture, and remains to be seen. But I think the next week or two we'll see some changes. So this afternoon we will take a look at all the trades taken in the E-minis at these levels. It's almost 8:30 p.m. The market closed a few hours ago. Looks like it was kind of a flat day, but really scale looks more like this. They came into one level, 511.80. The trade was triggered when the spiders hit 511.75. And this was recorded, and let's just take a look at it now. First, just to point a few things out, I had this screen open like this where you can see my order tools. This is the entire screen. Let me move this date out of the way. Realize that at some point I actually had the clock was missing and I added it back, but just some order tools that not everything is visible. I have my account number, for example, hidden. But anyway, so what you see here was an order in the E-minis to go short with 6 contracts. You can see the 6 up here at the market if and when the spiders touched 511.75. All that was done behind the scenes. And then I'm ready to buy back 4. And I was going to make a decision, kind of how they came up into it, where I was going to buy those 4 contracts back, and then trail 2. So, yeah, they came up. It wasn't really close enough, and they pulled back. That was a 10-point move here, because I'm looking for more like 10 points with, I guess I didn't mention this, but this level here coincided with one of those longer-term levels that I calculate in a different way. So pretty good resistance up here for that and a couple other reasons. So I knew when they got here, they finally got up like at and above 511.75, they would fall, and they could fall quite a bit. So I was hoping to pull 10 points or so out of it. But you'll notice that this move here, they got up kind of close, but enough time had elapsed where between this point and when they came back again, or the assumption was they were going to come back again, then I would sell. So I've talked through that enough. Let's just scrub ahead, and I'll show you when the trade was triggered. I wish I had the clock running. Didn't realize that until after the fact. But it was sometime between 2, 3 o'clock, I think. There we go. So I'm short 6 at this point. And let it run for a little bit. Pretty confident they were going to come down quite a bit. And then I kind of eyeballed, in a minute you'll see, let me scrub ahead and pause it. Here we go. Back up. I'm kind of looking at where 10 points is, right here. Decided I'm going to put the trigger at 5 points. Why is it kind of glitchy like that? Yeah, 5 points, and then trail 2 from there to see how much more I could get. And it happened as I expected. Got the clock on, so we go 3:12 p.m. at this point. So now I'm short 2 and trailing it, having satisfied the 5 points with the four contracts out of the 6. And they did move down 10 points here, um, but they came back up and stopped me out. But I didn't care. I mean, I'd take whatever I could get on this trailing position. Be kind of nice if they would go lower, but you never know. But sometimes you just have a pretty good feel that they're going to move longer and farther. So those are good times to take part of the position off and trail the remainder of the position for more points. They did get lower, so let me just scrub ahead so you can see. Pull me down into $400, 500. That's what it was. Yeah. So I stopped out at this point. So there you go. And I'll just pause this recording because nothing really happened up to this point. We'll go back to the full day in the 1 minute chart to explain a few more things. Just want to point out that they did come down 10 points, just barely, pulled back up, stopped me out, and came down even more. So this would have worked. I mean, it did work. Obviously, you saw it happen. But the reason at least my thought is the reason they didn't come back quite a bit farther down and go down here before the end of the day and just kind of fall out of bed toward the close of the market was because of the way they came up into it. I mean, if I was really looking forward to them coming soon up into 511.75 and then just falling down, but they just kind of came up into it gradually, got close, pulled back. So there was a lot more energy kind of being built up to where they kind of withstood this resistance more. Still good for a fair amount of points though. So that was the one trade of the day. And for the purposes of the tracking log, I'm just going to call it one base hit for 4 points. I got more than 4 points. It was something like $1,486. It was under $1,500 after commission. So another pretty good day. I hope you found this information interesting and helpful and perhaps learned something. One thing I'll point out also is you'll notice that I have 1 through 10 ES contracts here. I've added that because I'd skipped 7 and 9 before. Kind of like even number of contracts typically, but making the online trading course and talking some about the micros. So I just thought it'd be kind of nice to have this as a reference. Any of these numbers here divisible by is the if and when divided by 10, you have, well, if you're trading 4 micro E-mini contracts, then you would have made $80 today. Anyway, just gives you a little bit more information. I also took off, there was an average profit number, an average loss number, and that was based on trading 2 contracts. So it's a little bit misleading because, I did talk about that at one point when I put it up there, but these numbers here, the percentage of days ending in the green, percentage of days ending in the red, total days that this log has been tracking of those days, the total days that levels have been hit and trades have been taken, and then the daily averages based on number of ES contracts, and the total from 0 to now based on the number of contracts traded at all these levels. All these numbers are useful now and can be, you could extrapolate weekly and monthly and even annual averages based on this information. But that's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.